Father David here. A number of folks have suggested that priests should stay out of politics. And as I said in my very first video of this series, that has been my practice over 18 years of ordained ministry. For 18 years, I never put so much as a bumper sticker on my car supporting one political candidate over another. Clergy should always be involved in the bigger social questions of our life, poverty, housing, the economy, and the like, but typically leave to the side getting involved in partisan politics. But these are not normal times. Our two political parties used to be able to disagree, but disagree over a common set of facts. And now we are living in days and times when we can't agree to that. In fact, the whole point of Trumpism is to create misfacts, alternate facts, extremist facts that don't measure with reality, but are raised up simply to inflame people to follow him and to give them justification for abhorrent positions. Let's take abortion, for example. The vast majority of abortions occur before quickening. Quickening is what almost all of the major religions for centuries believed was the time that the soul entered the body. Quickening was the cutoff time under the Roe decision of about 24 weeks for abortions. But what do we hear day in and day out from the Trump extremists? We hear that babies are being ripped from their mother's wombs, that abortions are being performed at the 9th month or even after birth. This is complete and utter nonsense. While there may be a few extreme examples of medical emergencies that somehow require that kind of dramatic medical intervention, that is a rarity, and it is only to save lives, and it is done with the utmost of regret. But to suggest that that's the norm in our country, it's simply wrong. And let's take immigration. Yes, there are people who come to this country illegally who commit crimes, and yet study after study shows that immigrants are far less likely to engage in criminal activity than American citizens. Why the demonization of immigrants? Because then again, it justifies people's ability to take extreme positions. I'm speaking out now because while history doesn't repeat itself, it does rhyme. And we are living in a time that is rhyming very scarily with 1930s Germany. Back in 1930s Germany, it was Hitler who was making the Jewish people the boogeyman to fear with all kinds of extreme and untrue claims that ended up justifying some of the most horrific conduct that we have seen in the history of the world. Trump is a wannabe Hitler. He too is drumming up hatred and fear among people who are normally good-hearted and kind, so as to justify all kinds of horrific actions. Imagine deporting without due process 5% of our American population. That's what his Project 2025 plan calls for. And don't believe him when he says he knows nothing about it. It's his campaign workers and his former administration officials who are part and parcel of this. He knows everything about it. But he's a man who can look you straight in the eye and lie without batting an eye. So yes, I will continue to speak up in this partisan case because you who support this man are in danger of becoming those in the German populace who so broadly supported Hitler. And the end result of that is inevitably shame and regret. Now's a good time to get off the Trump train. Take a hard look at what really is going on in our country and start to regain the common decency that joins us all together as Americans. We are better than this.